All rise. Support court with Judge Vonder B is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB1067, Daniel's case.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You may be seated. Okay, it looks like Miss Daniels brought this case before the court. And what's your name, sir?
Michael.
All right. Michael, well, what's your last name? I don't want to call you by your first name.
Clough.
Michael Clough. All right, Mr. Clough. It looks as though you were brought to court.
Unwillingly.
Okay. To be put on child support, but
Right.
she's not here.
She's never here, Your Honor. She never shows up.
All right. So
Exactly.
tell me what's going on. Well, you know she brought you here for you to pay child support. So
Right.
what's going on with you all's situation?
I mean, not too long ago, she dropped the kids off. She was in a strange vehicle, saying she was about to come up on some money, and I haven't seen her since, Your Honor.
Okay.
And I'm taking care of these kids. I got to go to work. I can't, they my kids. I had them, I made them, but, I got to go to work.
Okay. How many kids are we talking?
5.
5 kids. She dropped out 5 kids with you?
5 kids, Your Honor. No
And
clothes,
kept going.
no nothing.
Who was
kept
driving
going.
the car? Could you see?
I couldn't see. You know how it is.
Buckle up, folks. Today, we're diving into an unexpected courtroom twist. A father is pulled into court for child support, but the mother doesn't even show up. The catch? She disappeared 2 months ago after dropping off 5 kids. No car seats, no diapers, nothing. She drove off in a rundown car, promising a payday, and then vanished. Since then, this dad has been holding it down on his own with no contact and no help. The judge is stunned, but he's calm, just trying to survive while raising 5 kids solo. The tension is real, and the struggle is something many can relate to. The court watches as everything unfolds, and the reality hits hard. He didn't show up to dodge support. He's already carrying the weight alone.
No, I don't.
Maybe you don't.
Tell me what you mean.
I mean, these women get with these strange guys, and they give them this false hope. And so she was in some kind of old Cutlass with some 20s on it, and she rode off in the sunset. Haven't seen her since.
And all 5 of the kids were in that car?
All 5 of them sitting on each other's laps.
Wow.
Yeah, it was bad.
Oh my gosh. Are any of the kids in car seats or should be in car seats?
No car seats. My youngest kid didn't even have any diapers, I called my mom and asked her. She said no, so I had to do what I had to do.
Okay.
Yeah,
So how long ago did that happen?
like 2 months ago.
2 months.
2 months ago.
Have you heard from her at all?
Haven't heard from her at all. I sent her some texts when I got the letter about coming to court, but
Right.
I haven't heard anything since.
Okay. Did she tell you she was going to bring you to court for child support?
She did. And then she dropped the kids off, and I haven't seen her since.
Okay.
Mhm.
So what was the conflict? Like, what happened for you all to get to the point to where she said, I'm going to file child support on you?
Well, I was working out of town, Your Honor,
Mm-hmm.
and I was sending her about $500 a week, but she wasn't satisfied with that. She felt like she should have $2,000 a week, and I just couldn't do it, Your Honor. I couldn't survive off giving her that much money, and I tried to work it out with her, and then I ended up getting a letter in the mail, which I thought was crazy.
Okay.
All right, here comes the money fight. Dad was sending $500 a week, but Mom wanted $2,000, a demand that crushed him financially. When he couldn't pay, she filed for child support and vanished. He's paying for everything with no assistance and no backup, all while working full-time at McDonald's as a cook and raising 5 kids on his own. The judge asks all the right questions, and Dad's answers reflect pure struggle. No complaints, just facts. This part highlights the reality of being overworked and still dragged to court by someone who isn't even showing up. The courtroom quickly realizes this man didn't come to avoid support. He's already carrying the load. His job barely covers his kids' needs, but he's still out here grinding. Respect for this dad is palpable in the room.
Kids on any type of government assistance or anything?
No, ma'am, Your Honor. I pay for everything.
Okay, you
Yes,
pay for
ma'am.
health insurance and everything like that?
All of it. And I work at McDonald's, Your Honor. I can't afford that, 5 kids, McDonald's salary. It's hard out here.
Okay.
For
So
a
you're
kid.
in management?
No, I work on the line. I'm a cook.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yes,
got
ma'am.
you.
Best
All right.
cook out here.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
Too bad I don't eat at McDonald's, otherwise I'll put your cooking skills to the test.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, but you cook other stuff, right? You can cook outside of
Oh, yeah,
what
I
you
cook
make.
other stuff outside of work.
Okay, all right. You do like private in-home stuff, so like if me and my husband needed a private chef,
no,
you could
you
do
and your
that.
husband don't want the stuff I cook, Your Honor.
What you cook?
I'm not at liberty to discuss that in the courtroom right now.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, got you.
Right.
Right, okay.
If you know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean, but you know what? I don't even want to know.
Yeah, you probably don't.
Okay, all right. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and dismiss this case.
I appreciate that.
No
I
problem.
left him in the car, so I really do got to get back out there.
You left them by themselves?
What? A dog watching them.
There's a dog watching the kids in the
Yeah.
car.
The dog watching.
Is it like a German Shepherd? I have a German Shepherd.
No, it's a poodle, but he's trained to watch the kids.
So you left the poodle with the kids.
Yeah, the kids. Yeah.
How old is the oldest child?
11.
Well, I guess that's not too bad. How old is the youngest child?
2.
Oh, okay. It's not
Yeah.
too bad, but
Yeah.
let me hurry up and get you out of here so you can go back and get with those kids.
This part adds a bit of humor, but the grind is real. The judge jokes about his cooking and asks if he does private gigs. His reply? Let's just say his cooking might not be what she expects. The laughter lightens the mood, but underneath it all, the truth remains. He's hustling, stretching every skill he has to feed his kids and stay afloat. This isn't just about flipping burgers, it's survival mode with 5 mouths to feed. The judge sees it too. Behind the jokes, there's a man doing everything he can, while the person who dragged him here is nowhere to be found. Every joke lands, but the reality is sharp. This dad is carrying a burden most couldn't handle, and he's still standing.
I'm going to dismiss this case. Now, she does have the right, if she wants to refile it in the future.
Right.
That's not saying that she will get what she's looking for, but she does have the right to do that. I just want to make sure that you understand that.
Right. Well, I don't think she'll show up anytime soon. She went to Miami to get a BBL, so.
What's a BBL?
It's where, they take the fat from the stomach and put it in the butt. Yeah.
Oh,
So
like plastic surgery?
I guess. I mean, I seen a picture. It was 10 or 12 of them in wheelchairs at the airport. So.
Okay, well, all
We're in
right.
the wrong business,
Maybe so. I need to be one of those doctors.
Right.
Okay. Well, Mr. Clough, if there is nothing further, you are free to leave and get to the car to get with those kids, okay?
Right. I'm gonna get there right now. I
All right.
appreciate it, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now it's decision time. The judge dismisses the case, and it's clear why. This dad is doing everything he can while mom isn't even showing up. But here's the kicker. He left the kids in a car, washed by a poodle. That's right, a poodle. The oldest is 11 and the youngest is 2, and he's rushing to get back to them. The court laughs, but it's real. A dad under pressure, doing his best with no help, no breaks, just survival. This part shows how real parenting gets when you're in the trenches. The judge understands, and the case is dismissed. The courtroom is stunned, amused, and honestly impressed. This dad isn't reckless. He's just desperate and doing his best with what little he has. The ending is wild. It turns out mom went to Miami for a cosmetic procedure, leaving her 5 kids behind. Dad drops the detail that she's now in a wheelchair after surgery while he's drowning in responsibility. The judge reacts with disbelief and humor, joking maybe he should have been a surgeon, not a cook. The judge reminds him that she could refile, but no one expects her to come back. Dad quickly exits, racing back to his kids and that loyal poodle. This is courtroom chaos at its finest. Part comedy, part tragedy, and 100% real life. The contrast is clear. One parent chasing appearances, the other chasing diapers. Case closed. All right, here comes the money fight. Dad was sending $500 a week, but mom wanted $2,000, a demand that crushed him financially. When he couldn't pay, she filed for child support and vanished. He's paying for everything with no assistance and no backup, all while working full-time at McDonald's as a cook and raising 5 kids on his own. The judge asks all the right questions, and Dad's answers reflect pure struggle. No complaints, just facts. This part highlights the reality of being overworked and still dragged to court by someone who isn't even showing up. The courtroom quickly realizes this man didn't come to avoid support. He's already carrying the load. His job barely covers his kids' needs, but he's still out here grinding. Respect for this dad is palpable in the room. Buckle up, folks. Today, we're diving into an unexpected courtroom twist. A father is pulled into court for child support, but the mother doesn't even show up. The catch? She disappeared 2 months ago after dropping off 5 kids. No car seats, no diapers, nothing. She drove off in a rundown car, promising a payday, and then vanished. Since then, this dad has been holding it down on his own with no contact and no help. The judge is stunned, but he's calm, just trying to survive while raising 5 kids solo. The tension is real, and the struggle is something many can relate to. The court watches as everything unfolds, and the reality hits hard. He didn't show up to dodge support. He's already carrying the weight alone.